a hidden objective, an ulterior motive, if you will, of any teacher should be preparing a student for life.
Yes.
It should be about thinking, teaching them how to think, teaching them what they believe in, not necessarily from a religious perspective, but how to prepare. In my job, I have to do a lot of writing. I have to assess people's abilities. I have to make recommendations that have national impact.
Yes.
And so I have to focus much like focusing on playing a piece, whether it be jazz or classical. You have to learn all aspects of that thing, and then bring those skill sets to the front to be successful. So, yes, you're trying to learn how to play the flute. Yes, you're trying to, meet certain objectives for performance, for theory, for history, for technical ability. But everything should be working together to improve this child as a person.
Right. Well, it's funny. I heard an analogy the other day. They said that a master, let's say, sculptor, and they're making a vessel, a vase, whatever. And the true value of that vessel is not what they've created, but what it can hold. So I think it's the same thing with the student. What is that student? What are you pouring into that student to ensure the fact that that student has success moving forward? And to piggyback on the preparation comment, I coach students in here every single day from the beginner to the intermediate stage. And while I don't necessarily coach music, I'm coaching what you're saying, life skills.
Exactly.
And that's my objective.
And they may not get those opportunities to get those life skills anywhere else.
Right.
Before they have to go out into the workplace and compete with people like ourselves.
That's right.
They may have to draw back from this thing. I remember I was teaching a kid in a little school in Nashville, and he would come to school and his shoes wouldn't be tied and stuff like this, and I would tell him, I said, hey, do you know how to tie your shoes?
Right.
Let me show you how to tie your shoes.
And I mean, that was a master lesson all in itself, because you didn't alienate him.
Exactly.
It's asking permission. That's permission-based teaching for me is the key. I think a lot of things we get shoved down our throat.
Yep.
We show up in school and there's the traditional way, and the non-traditional way is typically the most effective way.
It's engaging that way.
Yeah.
And I guess the final thing that I would say is that when your child can perform on any level higher than anyone else or someone else, they get to see the world from a different perspective. They get to go to the band camps, and they qualify to go to, the special trips and stuff like that.
Right.
My students, they all would be in the Tennessee classical ensembles, and district and regional competitions
Sure.
and things of this nature. They would all go there, and I would go, and they would be like, "Man, Linnie, thank you for teaching me these things."
Sure.
But when they can perform at a higher level, then they get to see things that other kids do not get to see. And guess what? They stay out of trouble most of the time, and they start to allow those skill sets to flow over into other aspects of their life, like science class or English class, and all of these things start to work together for good.
One of my favorite things that you just mentioned, perspective, is kid performing. When you're in the performance, when you're playing sports, when you're doing anything that requires you being center stage, right? When you're in command of the center. I was listening to something about chess today, and it's controlling the center. Is how you win games. So
That's
it's
right.
the same thing. When you are the center focus, right?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
You're up on stage. You're looking back at the people, and you have fear, you have anxiety, you have pride in what you're doing. I mean, there's all these emotions wrapped into one, but you're viewing that perspective completely different, because now you're seeing how everyone sees the person that's in the center, and that's preparation for life.
Absolutely. That's how I was taught as a kid. I grew up in the projects of East St. Louis, Illinois. And these teachers came along, and Ron Carter. You all probably know him. He was just here a few months ago teaching at one of the schools a workshop, and he came by the house and we had dinner together. And you know, he's like, Linnie, why aren't you out here helping these kids? Why aren't you doing it?
For the young bucks, Ron Carter, give us context.
Ron Carter, he is a band director. Well, he's just retired from what is that? Western Illinois, and he came here, and I think he did a session with the All City Jazz Band.
Right. I remember when he was here.
And he is an educator. I mean, an author of music instruction books, a saxophonist extraordinaire, and he is a graduate of the University of Illinois. He, along with a gentleman by the name of Michael Dupart, who has passed away, they came to our community with goals. They're saying that they can take anyone and feed them these life skills and feed them these musical skill sets and assist them in life in general. And certainly I'm a product of that. As a result of their experience, that experience with them, I've played music halfway around the world.
Right.
You know, so, and you don't even know my name, you know, but everybody can't be famous.
Well, you're Linnie Yarborough, and we know your name.
That's it.
Well, Linnie, thanks so much for spending time with us today. And yeah, we'll do some more videos in the future, but definitely going to get you exposed to you know, teaching opportunities and some of the kids that need some instruction out here, and definitely band programs and band directors are going to need your help big time. So thank you so much for spending time today.
You got it.
Okay, you do.
All right.
Thank you, sir.